Todd Dunn here on July 9, 2019. I'm aboard my 1936 wooden powerboat Tortuga, and today I am going to put the first layer of fiberglass down on the deck repair that I've been doing. And when I leave today, I'm confident that the deck that I've rebuilt will be 100% waterproof. So what I'm going to do is back out the 60-some screws that are holding the plywood I glued down yesterday on, since now the epoxy is cured and the screws aren't necessary. Then I'm going to take some thickened epoxy, fill all the screw holes, and also make all the transitions from the old deck surface to the new deck surface gradual, so I can lay glass right up onto the new deck surface edge. And then I'm going to put the glass down. And before I put the glass down, though, I have one piece of trim to put back on, which will only take a couple minutes. It's going to take 2 screws, and that's pretty much it. So let's get going. I'm running a little late today because I forgot my tool batteries at home and had to run back and get them, which added a half hour to my prep time. Oh well, that happens when you're working away from home. So let's get going. Well, here's my deck as rebuilt yesterday. The first step is going to be to take all those screws out. So let's get going. This is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to back the screws out. There are about 65 of them. And you probably don't need to watch me do all of these, so once I get the first few out, I'll go back, I'll go offline, and we'll finish it up that way. Some of these got a little epoxy in them. I'm going to have to knock that out with a screwdriver by tapping it in with a hammer. Anyway, I'm going to speed this up now because it's pretty tedious. There. 2 to go. Nope. I've got 2 screws that I got some epoxy in. I'm gonna have to drive a screwdriver into them and back them out that way. So I'll go get the tools. So all the screws are out now, and I just got a very coarse sanding pad on here. I'm just going to rough sand this very quickly. Alright, that's pretty much finished. I'm just going to brush the worst of the dust off of it with this chip brush. The purpose of this sanding wasn't to make a perfect surface, just to even it out so I won't have any ridges in my fiberglass cloth. And I have a little bit more sanding to do in a couple spots. I can feel it now. Right here, for example. Okay, that's good now. And I've got some to do over on this edge, which you can't see. So I'll shut the video off for now. Okay, at this point, I'm going to cut my fiberglass cloth out because I don't want to put epoxy down, then have to lay the glass on top of it for cutting. That'll just create problems. So, this is 1708. It's a fiberglass fabric that has uniaxial fiberglass in two directions, 45 degrees to each other. And it is a very, very strong fabric. So I'm just going to cut a piece of this off, and then we will start fitting it. We have enough of this for 2 layers, so it shouldn't be a problem. So here we go. Is it going to go this way? No. No, this way. Take it here, like that. Now I'm going to cut about that one. There, see how that works. You can cut this stuff pretty easily if you have sharp scissors, and I bought these new just for cutting this stuff. So, okay, looks like I need to take another ½ inch off there. Fit this in, see how it goes. Okay, that's pretty good. Now we're going to lay it down, and I need to cut it on the line about there. Take it down here. Continue. So I'll make that cut, then we'll do the outer end, and everything will be ready to go. Okay, time to make the next little cut, or mark the next cut. Here, that's pretty good. Okay, just a couple more cuts and we'll be ready to go on to stage 2. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's going to fit. It overlaps the end of the plywood, and any excess on there can simply be ground off after the epoxy sets. So I'll set that aside. Now I'm going to go mix up some thickened epoxy and fill the screw holes and fill under the edge of the deck right here and back in here, so that no water can leak in there. So, time to go mix some epoxy. Okay, I've got the thickened epoxy made up. The first thing I'm going to do put a piece of trim on to cover the end grain on the plywood, on the aft edge of it. So I'll just take a little epoxy here, coat this with it, and we're going to then just screw this on, and then I will fiberglass over the top edge of this. That will seal up the aft end of the plywood, and also provide me with a slightly rounded edge for the fiberglassing. So this guy goes in here like this. You can't see this, but fits in there. Take it down flush here. And take it down flush on that end. There. Now I'll just put a couple screws in to hold it. That's on. Now I'm just going to fill the screw holes, fill under the edge there, and everything will be done. Alright, everything around the corner is done. You see, this kind of work actually goes faster than putting the plywood down initially. I don't have to be super precise about this because this is going to be covered up with fiberglass cloth. Don't want to leave any big lumps. And even those, as long as I get the glass cloth down fairly quickly before this stuff starts to kick, will smooth out from the pressure of the glass cloth. Now what I'd like to do at this point is just take a little more epoxy here on the edge just to smooth that out a little. Down there. I'm going to go on these boundaries as much as I can and make them into a bevel. That just gives me a surface to run the glass up against. Glass does not like to go around sharp angles. So this bevel here will fix that. It isn't a very big bevel, but it's enough. So that pretty much does that. Now all I have to do is mix a batch of unthickened epoxy and I can put this fiberglass down. So that's pretty much finished up there. Now I'll take this down and clean up a little and then get that glass down. Now I'm going to paint the surface with unthickened epoxy. We'll set the cloth down and then saturate the cloth. painting it this way is just to let the cloth wet out a little better from by having something on the bottom too. All wetted out. Okay, wood's all wetted out now. And this brush will be set aside. And we'll take the fabric and put it down where we want it. Okay, that covers pretty much everything. I'm just going to take a spatula here, make sure it's got a smooth edge so I don't catch any of the glass, and just work my way over this to kind of set it down. Smooth that down. Now, start putting some epoxy on here. And I just pour it on. Once I get some poured on, I will spread it out, and it will soak through the fiberglass and wet it out. This is quite a heavy fabric, so it takes a lot of epoxy to saturate it. But you can tell when it's saturated because it will go transparent. And you should be able to basically see right through it to the wood. And it's working pretty well. I might have to mix up another batch, we'll see. Sometimes you can do this with a roller, but what I'm doing today works just as well. Roller uses more epoxy because you have to saturate the roller with epoxy. So that's pretty well saturated now. What you can see, where you see white, is not actually dry glass. That's some of that thickened epoxy I spread before. So I think I've got this pretty much done at this point. All we have to do now is wait for this to cure, and I'm probably going to have to put at least one and maybe two more layers on there. I'll get one more layer on tomorrow morning. Just going to wet it out here where it overlapped. That can always be ground off very easily. And one more pass with this. Good. I could air roll this, but I don't think I'm going to, because I don't think I have any appreciable air in there. All the white is simply the thickened epoxy wedges and everything that I put in. So that, a little bit out there. easier to grind this stuff off if it's actually set with epoxy. So there we go. That is done. Now all I have to do is clean up, and we're ready to go with the next layer when I have it ready to go. So I'm going to let that set because I've got some other things to do today. And we're going to call that fiberglass. Well, the fiberglass is on, the deck is waterproof, and the leak should be gone. Anyway, thanks for watching it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll get an indication of when my next video comes up. Thanks again for watching.